When Egypt Covington was found bound with Christmas lights and shot to death inside her home last June, many people in her life immediately pointed a finger at the same person.
Did you suspect anyone right away?
Yeah, I mean, the one person that she had decided to leave behind because there's nobody else that would want her dead.
They claim Egypt's ex-boyfriend, Kenny Michalak, couldn't handle the fact that she was back with her longtime love, Curtis Meadows.
Was it difficult to have him constantly in the background while she was starting her relationship again with Curtis?
That made it very difficult.
They allege Kenny's temper exploded when he learned Curtis was moving in with her.
Telling him did not go all that well.
Exactly 1 week later, Curtis found Egypt's body.
Do you think any of those allegations of the abuse that may have been going on in her relationship with that ex-boyfriend had anything to do with her murder?
It would be connecting the dots. Those examples of violence are fact, and those are the only examples of violence that I know of in any of her relationships.
Is it really hard for you and your family to know if in your hearts you believe he is the one who killed your sister, that he is still out there?
Yeah, it makes me sick to my stomach. Makes me sick to my stomach that other people support him.
In an interesting twist, one of the people who supports Kenny is Egypt's own mother, Tina Covington. She doesn't believe Kenny was ever abusive toward her daughter.
She would come to my house and cry. They would get into arguments. He was not abusive to her. I don't care what anybody says. She would have told me, and I've never seen a mark on her.
However, in her very next sentence, she seems to confirm some level of abuse in the relationship.
There might have been an incident of pushing that I had heard about.
In the months following her daughter's murder, Tina allowed Kenny to babysit Egypt's dog, Ruby.
He loves Ruby. I know Egypt would have let him have Ruby. She let him take her anytime. And I couldn't say no.
But that upset your family?
Yeah. Yeah. And it wasn't that I was trying to do anything except he had to be suffering.
Why do you think they feel so strongly that he was involved and you feel so strongly he wasn't?
You know, I was raised to believe that you don't ruin somebody's life without proof.
Our interview with Tina Covington came weeks before cops officially named Kenny Michalak a person of interest in her daughter's murder. But that hasn't changed Tina's opinion. She believes after 9 months, cops simply felt pressured to name someone.
I don't want to be judgmental with it, but I think we have a small department. If they've come to a spot where they can't get any further evidence, I think they need to do the right thing and turn it over to the state police or somebody else.
She feels other potential suspects are being overlooked.
She worked in a job that everybody loved her, but she also was in a field that anybody could have followed her home.
Do you think that whoever killed your daughter, that it was a random person?
I think that Egypt was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But it was her house.
I know.
She claims Egypt no longer felt safe in her own home.
She lived in a duplex. There was so much traffic going next door. And that's all I'm gonna say.
But cops in Van Buren Township tell Crime Watch Daily that right now, Kenny Michalak is their only person of interest in the case. Now the police have named Egypt's ex-boyfriend as a person of interest in her murder, we've got some questions for him. With so many accusations flying, we tracked down Kenny at the home he now shares with a new girlfriend to see if he'd talk with us.
Hey, Kenny. Hi, Anna Garcia from Crime Watch Daily.
This is audio of our conversation.
I don't mind answering questions, they just have to go through my lawyer.
But you've been named a person of interest in her murder.
I don't know, I'd have to talk to my lawyer. So,
When's the last time you saw her?
Could you take all the questions from my lawyer, please?
Yeah, but is there anything you can tell us? I mean, we've been told by her family and friends that you were abusive towards her.
No, I was not.
Kenny denied ever abusing Egypt, but didn't want to talk about her murder. Abusive.
All my questions through my lawyer, please.
We will call him again. Thank you. In a statement to Crime Watch Daily, Kenny Michalak's lawyer, Dan Gurin, writes, Van Buren Township Police noted in their recent press release that my client was not currently in communication with the department, which is a bit misleading. He fully cooperated with police, interviewed with them on multiple occasions, provided a full timeline of his whereabouts during the days surrounding Miss Covington's death, and has remained in town the entire 10 months of this investigation. Further, since being retained to represent him in late June 2017, I have reached out to and spoken with Van Buren Township Police on dozens of occasions, asking for updates and seeing if they needed anything from us. He goes on to be certain he continues to maintain his absolute innocence regarding anything to do with Miss Covington's death, as he has from the very beginning. And yet, beyond publicly naming Kenny in this still unfolding case, investigators have taken another rather strategic step, advising people who have donated billboards where to place them to help solve Egypt's murder. We spotted several in Kenny's neighborhood, even on his street.
Are you hoping that that is pressuring this person, keeping this crime in the foremost of their mind?
This is where I break from what my daughter would want me to say. But I hope the killer walks by there, drives by there, and gets so aggravated that they put a gun in their mouth. Take care of it for all of us.
For Egypt's boyfriend, Curtis Meadows, the billboards serve as a painful reminder of what he lost.
Sometimes I just put my hand over my heart. Sometimes I blow him a kiss. You know, sometimes it's just a little saying that I got you, Egypt, I got you, you know.
One thing everyone in Egypt's life agrees on, her killer must be brought to justice.
My sister deserved better than this, and my sister deserves justice. We deserve to know what happened.
I think that the police are doing everything that they can. I really, truly believe that. And I know that when they make that arrest, that it's gonna stay.
But sadly, even when that day comes, it won't do anything to fix the hole that's left in their hearts by Egypt's absence.
She is irreplaceable. This world is less without her in it, and that's what hurts the most.
Investigators tell us they're waiting on the results of, quote, sensitive DNA testing to come back. And they believe it will go a long way in helping to bring Egypt's killer to justice. We'll, of course, keep you posted on those results. Until then, if you know anything about Egypt's murder, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers of Michigan. That number is 1-800-SPEAK-UP. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.